Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today, we're wanting to play some Bonehoard Dracosaur, but not necessarily in some of the typical decks we've been playing like dinosaurs. We're going to see if we can play it in a Rakdos build and get a little extra use out of it. Alright, so if you don't know, Bonehoard Dracosaur is a 5-mana 5/5 with flying and first strike, which is already kinda okay. But then at the beginning of your upkeep, you get to look at 2 extra cards, and depending on what they are, you may also get a dinosaur or get a treasure. And that can help out a lot of your other stuff as well in this list. So it's actually going to be pretty good. The trick though here is going to be, can we get to it quickly and efficiently? Can we play other things that the opponent has to deal with before dealing with the Dracosaur? And I think we can. That's going to start with playing some Deep Cavern Bats. Now this is just going to slow the opponent down, keeping a key card out of their hand, maybe a sweeper or a planeswalker. Kind of depends on what we're up against, but it does have a little bit of life gain, which is kind of nice. We're going to fill this in with some Tenacious Underdog, mostly because this is just a quality early blocker. It's a 3/2. However, I think there's an argument to be made if you want to go ahead and play something like the 3/2 vampire that you could sacrifice to kill something. Like, that's totally reasonable, though I think we're going to have a fair amount of removal in here. We're also going to play some Charm Scoundrel. I've seen this floating around in some different versions of this deck, mostly because you can make the treasure and then ramp up. But I do like the option this brings to also be able to look at an extra card, because we don't have a ton of ways to draw cards in this list. We're also going to play 3 copies of Invasion of Tark here, mostly because I had 3 slots left, and I figured if we're going to play something, might as well play this. And we are playing a dragon, so maybe. We'll see if it does anything extra, but it is an okay removal card, which isn't bad. And we're going to play some Graveyard Trespasser. Not a surprise here, this is just a general good card, and we are still seeing people trying to do Reanimator stuff, so this is going to remove stuff from graveyards, which will be a benefit. Also, this is about the time I need to tell you about Cool Stuff Inc., and then we'll finish talking about the deck.
CoolStuffInc.com is a proud sponsor of this channel, and you can show your support while getting 5% off your entire order by using promo code DRAGON at checkout. Need singles for constructed or kitchen table play? Looking to pick up sealed product or the latest in Magic accessories? We've got you covered. CoolStuffInc.com is the place for all your Magic the Gathering needs. And support this channel by using promo code DRAGON at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
Now, we are going to be playing a pair of Planeswalkers here in Liliana the Veil. Obviously, just good removal, but obviously a really good card against the control decks, as is Ob Nixilis the Adversary. Now, we will have some smaller creatures we could sacrifice to this to maybe go ahead and use the Casualty ability, but we'll see. Another interesting card that I've seen in some variations of this deck has actually been Britches. And while we don't have a bunch of other pirates to attack with, like, this by itself is a 3/3 first striker, which is reasonable. And then if it attacks, we can get treasure to ramp things, or we can get access to extra cards, or just make something not block in some situations. So this is actually just a good card, and I think it hasn't been played that much outside of pirates, and we probably need to give that more consideration. Of course, we're going to be playing Shieldred, because if you're in mid-rangey Rakdos, like, why would you not play Shieldred? And I think that's going to be the bulk of what we're playing. The rest is going to be like removal and things like that, but nothing too crazy. If you want the full deck list, it will be at the end of the video if you want to check that out. Or you can go down in the description below, look for the blue arrows, it'll take you to our Moxfield link. You can get this deck list and a bunch of other really cool stuff we're playing in Standard right now. But let's go see if all this stuff really works with getting us some powerful Dracosaurs. You know what? This is fine. I think we keep this. Because we can play one of these tapped, play this untapped, we get our choice to kill something, or play Underdog. Now, admittedly, the hand's going to be pretty slow after that, because we just drew a land and we're holding on to all these Dracosaurs. But, if we do get to stick a Dracosaur on time and it dies, we will have another one to back it up with, so that's kind of cool. Interesting. Calendar. So this is going to be some type of control-ish kind of deck. Good to know. We might need all that value off the Dracosaurs, as it turns out. Alright, so we may need to try not to overcommit to the board here. They're going to play Millennial Calendar, and we're not playing anything like a Braids or whatever, so once it's out there, we're kind of just racing against the calendar. Or now, against Sunfall, so we're not going to get too crazy here, just attack. We did get a creature land, though, which is kind of nice. But I'm expecting these to go away here. Without drawing a Duress, which would have been the key card if we could have drawn it on that turn. We're playing 3 of them. That would have been cool. But now it's just land removal, I would think. if they got it. Yeah, they gotta have them. They're getting rid of Brotherhoods in, so we know these dudes are not long for this world. Yep. Not a surprise. Alright, we'll go with Dinosaur number 1. I wish that second Trespasser would have been a land, because it would have been nice to be able to play that and then hold on to the Sekinzan for more attackers later. Even though I guess they could be blocked by a 2/2, but we'll see. Alright, they're drawing here, which I guess is good, but there's a lot of removal cards still they can play on a Dracosaur. And they're just gaining life and drawing. Okay, that could have been worse, I suppose. Now we just get to realize some value off the Dracosaur, though we're not really getting ahead, because, you know, they gained a bunch of life last time. Ooh, alright, let's hold that, because we don't want that to die to a sweeper. Go ahead and attack here. A Go for the Throat's worthless in this fight. I assume we'll have next to 0 targets. They obviously went digging for a sweeper, and they saw 3 extra cards there on that turn. I'm gonna just let this ride. And then if they just get rid of everything again, then we try another Dracosaur, then we try a Shieldred, I think. Oh, gross. Alright, well, we're probably dead now. Actually, not necessarily. Let's see what they flip into. Okay. That's not the worst thing, actually. That definitely could have been worse. Alright, so we do get... Well, I mean, unless they have, like, a Get Lost or something here. I was going to say, we still get a Shields Down attack. Alright, they're going ham here. Just digging deep. Alright, we did find a Duress. That is great news, actually. That is fantastic. I'm going to fire that off immediately, actually. Oh, really? That's what their hand was? Oh, that sucks for us so bad. Alright, well, we'll play the land. Oh, man. That hurts. Alright, how much damage can we do to the opponent here? Let's be real for a second. They're going to play Brotherhoods in, get rid of all the stuff on the ground, right? So, I think we just do this. We send this here, we send this here. We don't play anything. If we play anything here, it has to be Shieldred or the other Dracosaur. We're not going to do that. So I think I'm just going to Shieldred here. And end the turn. Because this is real. The opponent will lose some amount of life here. Because we know one of the cards is Reckless Impulse that they're likely to play. So even if they Reckless Impulse... Oh, but that doesn't draw, though. That just exiles. Yeah. Actually, that doesn't do what we want it to do. However, they drew blanks. So that's good for us. I mean, I was going to say, if you had a sweeper, I think you still play it there. There's all will be one. So we'd have to kill them on this turn, which I think we can. Alright, Brotherhood's in means they can't crew their, or activate their enchantment now, I think. Alright. That doesn't do much. But I don't think we really need it. I think we just play this with haste. We activate this. And we attack these with all of it. Sure, decline. GG's. Oh man, I don't know how we survived that. Opponent drew pretty bad there. But we'll take it. I think we got a little lucky because we happened to stick some creatures that the Brotherhood's in didn't really kill. So because we had the dragon and we had Shieldred, we ended up with a couple of dead cards in their hand. And that kind of helped us out a bit to let us punch through. But, you know, you take it how you can get it sometimes. Okay, I guess we'll keep it. I'm going to go ahead and do this, even though I know it means we're not playing anything turn 2, but, like, our hand's kind of not great anyway. There's 1,000 Moon Smithy. This thing's annoying. This thing's... These are all good cards, actually. And they only have 2 other land otherwise. I guess we get rid of this, sadly. I mean, they're probably playing a bunch of lands and they will find some. But for the time being... Actually, let's put the vents down. Okay. And then this deals 5 to an attacker, right? Okay, we can at least cost him a card by playing the Trespasser, I suppose. Alright. Also keep stuff out of their graveyard. They can't recur up, which is kind of nice. Not attacker or blocker. Oh, deal to a tapped creature. Alright, sure. Target this, I dare you. Why did I not play Blackcleave Cliffs last turn? That was dumb. Alright, well, I'm attacking. They'll get a life and a card, but it is what it is. That's what that little dude's out there for. Nope, they're not even. They want that for something else. Alright, so we know they can kill a thing. They're mana away from that. They're 1 from that. Alright, I guess we just go for it. I mean, just try to outvalue them. I mean, obviously, they can tap a thing, shoot a thing. You know, like, that's real. Yeah, that's going to cost you a card, friend. I am okay with this. Oh, and they get rid of the other one. Interesting. So what is that last card in the hand all of a sudden? Now we have questions. Alright, I'm going to attack and just make this thing not block. They're going to tap us down. Okay, so we're not even going to get to do that. Fair enough. Play this. Even if you get the Smithy, we can at least fly over. So that's real. Alright, value cards. Man, y'all, no lie. Getting this out of the opponent's hand was the right play here, as it turns out. Yeah, go bat. We're probably taking the Smithy, I imagine. Oh, they have double Might Stone, Weak Stone? Yeah, we take the Smith. Whoa, this thing is 5, so that's fine. We take this. I feel like we could kill them before that's relevant. Alright. Let them tap, I'm assuming, Dracosaur. Alright. We're going to attack with this. Make this dude not block. Okay. Shoot the opponents. Play a land. In the turn. I was hoping they wouldn't find that. So now we do have an issue if they find another land. That is a real concern. And let's let you choose something power 2 or less. Okay. Alright, what does that become? Draw a card for each artifact you control, then put in the owner's life there from the top. Alright, fair enough. At least they're not tapping a thing here. Wait, do we have enough to just win? Oh, well, this will help, actually. That was the next best thing we could draw. Alright. Yeah, so now we literally can attack. This can't block, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We actually have 2 choices. We could actually attack with the creature land and then play Ob Nixilis, sacrificing something, if we wanted to do that. Or, yeah, actually, we would have enough to do that and then just play Shieldred, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that'd be 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then just play Shieldred, and when they draw, they die. So that would be the other way to get out of that. And then we'd have Ob Nixilis if we still want to do that instead, but yeah. But yeah, that was an example of how sometimes just getting one card can change a game entirely. Like, if I had chosen a different card, we'd probably lose that game. That's how close that was. Alright, let's keep it. Okay, veteran it is. Alright, well, playing against a human pile. We know that much. I guess we test the waters here. Kind of want to do this and just make it into a 2/2. No, if I'm going to do that, I'm just going to do this. And see if they have like a Brutal Cathar or something here. If they do, we might get a combat trick the next turn of being able to like go for the throat, something, kill it. This comes into play, block something. And then follow up with Dracosaur, if we're lucky. We'll see. Uh-oh. Oh, this might be the 4/4 duder. Yep. That's exactly what it was. Okay, that's not so bad. We still have some options here. Totally reasonable stuff. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and do this and make a treasure. Though, discarding one of these lands and drawing would be nice. But I'm doing this so I have options for other blockers, potentially, and I can still go for the throat something. So let's say they play Adversary and Pump, and then they decide to attack with everything. I can still kill the Adversary, block a thing, and still have a reasonable situation. Oh, but they had another Coppercoat Vanguard. That actually sucks. Man, that's unfortunate, actually. Alright, guess I'm going to do this. Yay for making the treasure, I guess. I mean, do we just take the 5? I mean, okay, they didn't want to trade, so that's good. Bad news is, I don't have anything I can do here. We don't even have a creature land that we could turn into a blocker. This is bad. This is bad. We needed more spells and not lands. This is where it's going to hurt a lot. And I don't know if we have a real out. Okay, they're going digging. Not sure for what. But they're very afraid to attack here. Which is peculiar. Because honestly, I think last turn, even take the chance and see if we trade 2 creatures for your guy. Then you're still attacking this turn for 6, 7, 8, 7. And more if they wanted to. But they didn't attack last time. Maybe they're not attacking this time? I mean, sure, I'll throw this in the way. I am totally game for that. Then we'll go ahead and make a 1/1. And then it's got to be Dracosaur time. Alright. Hopefully the Dracosaur stays. Because this is kind of our meal ticket. Alright, they didn't have an immediate removal for the Dracosaur, so that's good. Oh, they did have a Cathar. Oh, how brutal. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, even if we top deck one now, like, wouldn't be good enough. No blocks. I mean, just got to see if we get it. We didn't. We just drew too many lands. Yeah, that'll happen though. We will keep it. Humans, huh? Alright. Well, this duress is going to be pretty pointless. You got it. I was going to say, come on, deck. We are going to want some land along the way. Hopefully, though, with this hand, we do have a removal card. We've got enough creatures to throw in the way for a minute, so, you know, maybe we could turn this into a little something. We'll see. How do I feel about this? We could block the other thing. We can't really kill Anam Pakal here. Alright, I think we just block here. Man, need to get a dragon in hand. Or find a real removal card. Either or would work. Both would be acceptable options here. Alright, no attacks. I mean, we can play a creature, shoot something with invasion. We can just play Shieldred. So, like, we have some options. Not the end of the world. Alright, so Kinzen, make some bodies, attack with those bodies. You sure? They might just have another Animpakal here, too. Either way, we're double blocking her. I can't imagine us not. Like, we'll just take some damage from 1/1s. And if they just have another, they have another, right? We just gotta deal with that. As they say, cost of doing business. And we're still at 11 against that deck, so we're not too heartbroken right now. Alright, let's play this. Shoot this thing. We could play this, discard, duress, draw a card. Okay, well, that's a thing. And then we'll see what their hand is. Alright, it was not an Animpakal, which I thought it might actually be. So, not as bad a scenario as it could have been, I suppose. Question is, do they want to risk getting rid of that card for something else? And the answer is yes. Oh, it's just a land anyway. Okay. Where are you putting that counter? On that. And they did find something they can cast. So we've got to keep that in mind. Alright, so we do that. We block here. We take 5. Alright. Okay. You are not bad for next turn. I think we've got to do this for now. And see if we can survive the turn. And then we get to play 2 blockers, and hopefully that buys us enough time. Like, if that's a Brutal Cathar, we're dead. Alright, so they're sending everything. Obviously, we're going to use Shieldred to block a 3-power thing. It's just, what do we do the rest of the way? Oh, or you can, oh, they can't actually play that, right? Because this is cast it. Oh, you may play the card. Does that allow them? Oh, no. That's awful. I mean, okay. I mean, they drew it. What could we do? We can't not block, you know? Oh, does it not allow them to? All right. I thought they were going to be able to use the ability of it. I guess not. I guess play does not include using channel. So good to know. Things that matter. Okay, we're at 4. They don't have a creature land. They do have a flyer. So, we could send Shieldred and this over here. Would get us a 4/4, but then we only have 2 mana open. We could play this. Block these 2, take 2. Don't know if I love that. I think we just take the safe route here. Much as I don't want to, I think we can't really risk it. Especially if like Animpakal or something came up and they were getting extra attacker. That would put us in a pretty tough spot. But if we had survived the turn and then we have the dragon starts picking stuff off. So, argument to be made there for sure. Alright, Coppercoat doesn't really boost anybody here, so that's fine. Though now, well, we'll lose 1 and then we'll gain 2. So we'll be at 5 starting our turn. That is excellent. Okay. Now there's decisions to be made. We can... Do I want to remove something? Because I'm wondering, like, I could send Riches into this, shoot that, get the 4/4. And then if we block 2, 2, and 2, right now, only 2 is still getting through, and I think that's okay. And at least sets up something. If they block Riches, we don't care anyway. So we'll exile the top. Now, Alright, Haunted Ridge doesn't do a lot for us. Actually, not true. It does let us play Underdog and get a card. That's kind of nice. Alright, so we get rid of an attacker, which is fine. That resolves. We play a land. We get rid of this. That resolves. And then I think we just play this. Because we lose 2, gain 2. It doesn't really make a difference here. But it gets a card into our hand. Just another Shieldred. Not really what we're looking for. Alright, we're slowly turning things around. Thalia doesn't harm us here, so that's good. And we have a first striker to fight Thalia, so excellent, excellent. Awesome sauce. Don't hate that. Gonna go ahead and attack into one of these. Another Mirrex. Wow. Okay. They're gonna let us have that one. I think we play this. And I'm gonna discard Shieldred. Bat. Okay. Hey, that's life gain. I'm good with that. And then I think we just do this again. Just get a card in our hand. I think now we've turned it around against this deck. I think we're in pretty good shape now. Especially getting these lands out the way they would have just drawn slowly over time. Alright, good one. Woo! Yeah, that felt tough, because we had to work back from that early 1-2-3 into Adam Pakal draw. And then the Inti almost got us. But, yeah, just Shieldred got us out of that one. Yeah, we're going to keep this. Alright, we're going to need Deep Cavern Bats to get something good, I think. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, Bats. Oh, that would have been so good turn 1. Alright, let's go Bats. We're probably taking something that exiles a thing from the opponent. Or exiles something of ours. Borrowed Time. Oh, they have Audacity too, though? Ooh, don't love that. And they don't have a land for Borrowed Time, so how much do we want to gamble, really, is what this comes down to. All of these are going to be bad, though, right? Audacity does the most damage, but alright, I guess we get that. Hope for the best. Not really sure what else we're going to do here. Alright, they're looking for a land so they can follow up with Audacity, I assume. And they found it. So we're going to take a whole 6 here. Yep, we need a removal card specifically for that dude. Or else we're just going to die a horrible death. This is not helping. Yeah, we go ahead and duress again. See if they found something with that other card. They did. Oh, that would have really wrecked our world. So that was good. Guess we play this. Kind of just looking like if we have Britches and Underdog, then like maybe we could block next turn and save some amount of damage. But like there'll still be Trample, so that's gonna suck. Yep. We gotta do that. We literally have to draw a removal card or we can't win. Yeah, we didn't. We didn't draw a single removal card the whole game. We're dead. Alright. That happens. Okay, let's keep it. Oh, they're going to duress our duress, aren't they? Yep. Always unfortunate when that happens. I mean, there's no point in us doing anything, right? We'll just pass. I mean, I can hit a 3-3 thing right now, even if they play like... Okay, they didn't get a land, so that's good. That's good. I mean, Britches sucks to be you. You're just going to die here, friend. But, you know. What you going to do? I mean, they obviously kept a hand with removal, or It would have been silly otherwise. Alright. Also makes me feel like Dracosaur will not survive either. So we'd like to have something else in the meantime. I'm just going to pass here. We drew a lot of lands here, so, I mean, we have the opposite problem from the opponent. But if they have that much land, they're obviously sitting on something. Or that number of lands, they're sitting on something. I mean, Phyrexian, okay. Yep. I got lands I can discard. Oh, hey, Bat, you're nice to see. Was not expecting you. Now this helps a lot, because now we get access to all this information. So they have Go for the Throat, Shieldred, oh, but this could be non-token. Crap. But they're a long way from casting that, so we just take Go for the Throat here. Alright, then we play this. Play this. Reveal a dragon. Shoot that for 3. We will discard a swamp. Resolve that. Swamp goes away. We get to attack for 2. I'm going to go ahead and attack this. And we can deal with Liliana, because we can just get rid of a token.
I'll have this fight finished before brunch.
Yep.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
That's cute. Alright, well, one of these here, one of these here. And then we'll just hope they didn't find more removal there in the process. Alright, that'll do it. Let's keep it. We have 2 turns to draw an untapped land to be functional, right? Alright, well, we failed on the first try. Let's see if we can do it on this one. Steve Cavern Bat. You got choices, friend. You got choices. Alright, makes sense. Since we don't have anything to play, I'm not going to let them know we found the untapped land that we needed. I think this is a generally safer bet. Yep, you got it. No, go ahead and play this. All right. Sure. Oh, we did not get another kill spell. Would have been real nice, though. Let's go ahead and attack here. See what the opponent's up to. Nothing. Alright. What type of kill spells do you have? Voice of the Blessed? Sure. Yeah, we need to find some of our other spot removal here, or this is going to get out of hand real quick, to a point we don't like. You know what? I'm attacking with both of them, as they say. Because we trade with the Trespasser, we get to double kill with the Shieldred because of Death Touch, so I don't think they want to block here, but I don't know that to be true. Okay, they're going to double block there. Sounds good. Let's kill Amalia, I guess. They probably have another, but I'm willing to live with that, actually. Just because of the strategy that we're on right now. Alright. No, they got an instant speed removal. Let's see what it is. Oh, maybe not. Maybe just pause because they could Mirrix. Alright, Lunark Veteran will let them gain some life. As will that. Sure. Alright. This is where we got to find our removal cards. Hopefully Dracosaur provides. Dracosaur did a horrible job as far as providing. Couldn't have done worse. Actually, that's not true. Probably could have done worse. But, let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to think about this for a second. We can play an underdog. It leaves 4 mana. Actually, 5. So if we do this, then this. I was thinking I wanted to cast Liliana, but they'll probably just get rid of the Overseer, so that doesn't really do anything. Alright, no attacks. I mean, this is literally, do we get a removal card for a Voice of the Blessed? That's pretty much what this is. Or get a second Dracosaur, because then we could double block it for a minute, I guess. For one more turn, possibly. But that'd be all. Ugh, now they got that thing on top. Alright, well, we're going to have stuff to deal with. And another Voice of the Blessed. Great. Alright, well, that's a thing. Sure, we take 8. Where's our removal cards? Dracosaur. Come on now. Oh, are you kidding? I mean, at least we got another Dracosaur, right? That's something, but my goodness. This is tough. Yeah, just no attacks. I mean, nothing we can really do here. We've seen 4 extra cards and couldn't turn them into anything. Uh-oh. Did they get a removal of some kind? They got the Angel, so they get to gain 2 with that. Or gain 1, actually. That's all they have is the Veteran. They found a land, though. That unlocks some things. They need to pay 6 to activate that, but they'd have to gain 5, which we've only gained 1 so far. Alright, so that kept them at bay for a second. Okay. These are things that matter. Alright, alright. Now we're doing something. Okay. Lots of choices here. We can deal 4, so we could kill Archangel, or we could kill, or Resplendent Angel, or we could just kill Veteran, because they don't have a way to gain life otherwise. However, I think we kill Bat, kill... Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do here. Alright, so let's use this first one to try and kill a Bat, assuming they don't have protective things. Alright. Then we're going to use that to kill this. And then we're going to use this to kill the only thing they can gain life with here. Yep, smart move. Gain another life while you can. Alright, then we're going to go to attacks, since they do have flyers, but we're going to send 1 here, 1 here, kind of force the issue on them a little bit. Alright, so we get at least 1 of the dragons. And then we'll play this, see what's in their hand. Definitely will take that. And then we will end the turn. Alright. So now when we attack, we could pick off a lot of things on their side with the Thundermaw. Or just attack through and kill them. Because they're at 11 and we got a lot of attackers. And we're going to deal 6 to the face. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't do anything without a way to gain life. Yeah, opponent's just dead with just that as a flyer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do have 6 mana. Look at that. Okay. Sure. We'll block here. They do get a 4/4 Angel, but we can just get that out of the way. But they gain life here, actually. That is relevant. You know what I say? I say we just crack this treasure. Yeah. Make 2 Duders. And just have a pile of things here. Goodness, that's so many cards. Alright, play this as a 2/2. Put the counter on itself. Activate one of these, since they can't even be blocked. I mean, they can, but, you know. And then, yeah, I say we play a land. Just same thing here. I got 32 cards left. Let's go get it. Just send everything at the opponent. We'll shoot down... I mean, I guess we'll take this so they can't replay it. Shoot the 4/4. And shoot the opponents. Alright. Decline. Wait, did it not turn our other land into a creature? Oh, because it didn't use our treasure to do it. Gosh dang it. I was like, why is this other dude over here not in the attacking row? Like, what happened? Like, gosh dang it. Ugh. So terrible. The opponent will gain turn, basically at 15. Alright, first strikers do their thing. Man, that's a good comeback. We'll take that. As it turns out, we didn't need that extra 2, but it was just like, I should have cracked the treasure first, so it would use it. I didn't realize that happened, but... I mean, the other option is we also could have played like Graveyard Trespasser to steal a point or whatever. Or play Shieldred, or I mean Liliana, make it where they have 1 less blocker. There was a bunch of ways we could have got the extra damage in there. But we did 10 more than we needed, so it was fine. But that game was mostly won because of double Dracosaur, honestly. Yeah, this was a little tough. We didn't really get to see Ob Nixilis in action, but I don't want to get rid of it either. I know what Ob Nixilis does. I think it's still good for the deck. We just, for whatever reason, I think maybe drew it once when it already didn't matter. So, yeah. I mean, maybe an argument can be made, too, though. If you remove those, you could play an extra Invasion of Tarkir. You can play an extra Scoundrel, or maybe play an extra Bonehoard Dracosaur. I think any of those would be justifiable if you wanted to do that. Duress is kind of a tough one, because if you're running into the creature decks, obviously Duress isn't going to be very good. And you'd rather have more like Invasion of Tarkir, Bonehoard Dracosaur, whatever. But I do like the combination of Duress and Ob Nixilis, so when you're going up against things like the... maybe the, like, if you want to call it the domain decks, or any of the control decks, things like that, I think those cards are pretty good there. So it's a tough call. It's a tough call here. But we did play 3 Duress, 2 Deep Cavern Bats, 4 Go for the Throat, 4 Tenacious Underdog, 3 Charming Scoundrel, 3 Invasion of Tarkir, 3 Graveyard Trespasser, 2 Liliana the Veil, 3 Britches, 2 Ob Nixilis, 3 Shieldred, 3 Bonehoard Dracosaur, 3 Swamp, Takenuma Mountain, Sekinzan, 4 each of Blackcleave Cliffs, Haunted Ridge, Restless Vents, Sulphur Springs, and 3 Merricks. So yeah, I think this was actually a lot of fun, and we got a lot of use out of the Dracosaur. And I think if we're worried about running into more of the creature decks, potentially, I think an argument could be made for saying, hey, we're just not going to play any Duress, and we're just going to play 4 Deep Cavern Bats. And then that also frees up a card slot that I think then we can move to being a Bonehoard Dracosaur, and that might actually be better. So I think we're going to make that shift, mostly because it gives us a little bit of play against those creature decks, while still giving us some options against the mid-range and control decks. Even though they may not be our preferred ones, it still gives us something to kind of stay in the game and kind of move things along while we're trying to get to some of our planeswalkers in those matchups. So I think the final list you're going to see is actually going to be minus a Duress, plus 2 more Deep Cavern Bats, and 1 more Dracosaur. So you get a full set of 4 of those, since that's really what we were focused on today anyway. But yeah, overall, I think it did really well, and we had a couple of cool comeback games, and a couple of ones we lost, I think were just due not drawing any removal, which, if that happens, it happens. Nothing you can do about that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this a lot, and may even play it a little bit more. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Spirit of the Night. This is a card you almost never see at all, but it does have a pile of keywords because it has old wording. So I believe it has flying, protection from black, it has haste, and it has trample maybe, and first strike when it's attacking. So very weird. And it's just an interesting card, weird art, but it shows up in bulk bins a lot, and this thing still goes for over $1, almost up to like $1.50 on a lot of websites. So still a little value here, not a lot, but it's one you can just find some value when you're looking through old cards that nobody values for anything because nobody ever plays it. So it looks like bulk, but it's actually worth just a little bit. And if you're a fan of Rakdos and even dragons, I do actually have a Rakdos Dragons deck that did extremely well if you want to check that one out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.